Good day, welcome back to another episode of Driving Growth with Grownomics. Today I've got an exciting guest with me. I've got Aarti from Amplify My Business. For a lot of you who don't know, Aarti is one of the only migrant women business coaches in Melbourne and probably Australia. So Aarti, welcome to the show. For people who don't know about you, can you tell us who you are and impress everyone?
Hello everyone, how are you doing? Isn't this exciting to be in a car and have this conversation? Just for them who don't know me, my name is Aarti. I'm the founder and director of Amplify My Business. And Amplify My Business provides business coaching and management consulting services for business owners like you.
So Aarti, for people who don't know enough about Amplify My Business, impress us. Tell us what is so great about Amplify My Business, some amazing achievements about Amplify My Business, yourself. Tell us about all of it.
Sure, Abhishek. The beauty of Amplify My Business is we help you with what's the most important aspect of your life. That is your business. That is your bread and butter. We work with business owners who have their whole life dependent on their business. And it's not only their life, it is the life of 4 other people maybe in the family. Say there are 5 other employees and the family of those 5 other employees. So we eventually touch so many people and their lives, and we work towards abundance, achieving abundance in their life. How do we do that? We always tell people, as a human being, when we are born and brought up, we always have support. As a child, we have a support of our parents. We don't walk by ourselves. We have support, someone holding our hand and walking down with us. As we grow up, we have support of our teachers, someone holding our hand and making us write things. Then we have support of our friends. How important is the social circle? Then we have support of our partners, girlfriends, boyfriends, fiancés. Why do we have them in our life? And obviously, then your family. I always ask people, why do you have children? Imagine the amount of money we invest in children. One would be a billionaire. But we still choose to have children. Why? It is that emotional and the mental support that they give us, even if they are so young in their age. Now, imagine the amount of money that you have invested in your wife. Obviously, the amount of support that you give for your parents, So every walk of your life, right from your birth till your death, the amount of time, money and energy that you invest with people around you is unbelievable. And then you do a business. And then you want to do the business all by yourself, alone, without support. Why not invest in a business coach? When your life, when your family, when your bread and butter is dependent on that business, how could you do it without a support? And that is where Amplify My Business comes. We have got so many testimonials and so many experiences where people have realized that having a business coach is absolutely mandatory. And yes, they always swear by Amplify My Business that it is one of the best to be with. Why? There are a few important reasons. I call myself an authentic business coach, Abhishek. Why do I call that? A business and a coach, they are 2 different things. Right? Business is business. When we do business, you have to have a knowledge and understanding of business. So looking at that, I have got an experience of 20 plus years in business analysis. In all areas, in many industries, in every aspect of the business, you can say, across industries, and not only across industries, but also across countries. I am a CPA professional. I am Masters in Business Administration. I have vast experience of business analysis in the world of business. But then why do I call myself a business coach and not a business consultant? Did anybody think about that? The word coach means a person who actually works with your behavioral patterns, your mindset. Okay, so without having the skill to work with your mindset, one doesn't be a coach. One can be a consultant, one can be a mentor, an advisor, but certainly not a coach. The coaching itself means working with the mindset. Have you heard about a football coach?
Yeah.
What do a football coach do? Why are they called football coach? They are working with children to build them as, better humans or better players. At the same time, they are working with the skill of football. That's the same concept. So I am a trained certified NLP practitioner, emotional intelligence practitioner, organizational consultant, neuroscience practitioner, and a life coach.
Wow. Okay.
So I have skills in business as well as in coaching and mindset.
Right.
Which is why I call myself an authentic business coach. And this is the first thing that makes us stand out from all the other business coaches, you can say. The other aspect is we work in all areas of your business, 360. I feel business cannot be worked in one area. You can't just look at sales and ignore all the business. You can't just do planning and ignore all the business. If you don't know financials, eventually nothing is going to make sense. The word business itself is like a conveyor belt. It keeps going. It is in a structure, a complete structure in itself. You can't isolate one area of other. And that is our speciality, that we look at 360-degree perspective of business. And because of the skills that we have, we work towards aligning your business with you. I tell people, if there are two people doing the same type of business in the same industry, what would differentiate them? So if you're in the same industry, say for example, you're a digital marketer. And if there's some other digital marketer in same suburb practically, with same background that you have, in same industry that you're working, what would differentiate you? You would implement the same strategies in the business. But would it give you same results?
No.
Why not?
Because strategies would be different, each individual business would be different, the people within the business would also be different. And
their strengths and weaknesses would also be different.
Exactly.
So your business strategies have to look at your strength, weaknesses, all of those aspects. Who are you as a person? So even if it's the same business, even if it's the same industry, both of your business strategies, the way of doing the business, the applications of concepts in the business, they will absolutely be different.
Okay.
So this is what differentiates Amplify My Business from the world.
Okay.
And when we comes to achievements, well, we have been one of the finalists for the championship awards, Australian Championship Awards, Small Business Championship Awards, actually. And yeah, a lot of accreditations from local businesses and networks, and a lot of testimonials on our website. You can visit www.amplifymybusiness.com.au and just have a look at all our testimonials and reviews.
That's amazing. And I know that you've not mentioned a lot of things about, what Amplify My Business actually achieved. I personally know you've been nominated for multiple awards over the years. You've been helping a lot of small businesses. The amount of testimonials you've got are incredible. And that's all happened in a short period of time. It's not like you've been running Amplify My Business for the last 10 years. It's happened in the last few years. So I've seen the journey, and I am just very happy, very proud to just be associated in some way by just even knowing, the story of Amplify My Business. I want to understand a few other things, some of the biggest challenges, like first thing, how did you get started with Amplify My Business? As you said, you have got multiple qualifications and accreditations. Why did you choose to become a business coach and not something else? You're a CPA. CPAs would probably make, I guess, more money. I don't know how much you make right now, but CPAs make a lot of money as well. And you chose to be a business coach. So why?
Interesting and a good question, Abhishek. So to be honest, Amplify My Business will next week be 6 years old, 6-7 years old, absolutely next week. And when this journey of business started, I only knew business analysis in the world. My passion has been business analysis. I have been doing business analysis. I see myself doing business analysis. There was nothing else that touched the depth of my heart, to be very honest. But that was not the only reason. while my passion is business analysis, when I found my purpose of the life, that what helped me make this decision. So my purpose of the life is to achieve one blessing at least per day. And when I say to achieve one blessing per day, is to do one good deed per day. And when I thought about it, there are many people in the world who do good deeds. I think everyone is a good human being. We all try to do good deeds in some or the other way. And everything that we do, as long as it has good intentions, it also serves the purpose. So what was I going to do differently? And that's what got me thinking that I wanted to marry my purpose and my passion together so it could be a reality. I didn't want it to maybe spend 1 hour a month doing some sort of a volunteering with 2 younger kids on hand. Nothing seemed practical to me at that point of time. Life is life. We live life as life comes to us. So managing life and managing business as a woman is always a rough path to walk on, and that's the reality. So in that scenario, I wanted to do something that was a perfect marriage between my passion and my purpose. And honestly, business coaching dropped on me.
Okay.
Every session, every single client goes out with a light bulb moment. Clients come to me saying, Aarti, we haven't slept for 4 days. We have been just thinking about you. And when they say thinking about you, thinking about the conversation.
Yeah.
You have been in my mind for last whole week.
Right.
Trust me, you're on top of my mind. And you have got no idea. People say, Aarti, you look through the soul. How do you see that? Aarti, you can just see what's happening in my mind and my heart. And these are the comments that I get. I feel being a business coach was a destiny's decision for me because it happened to me. When I started out as a business consultant. But then when I started out as a business coach with a franchisor called Max My Profit, that's when the coaching era came into my life. And then the skills, the training, the experiences, the services enhanced it. And this is just, when we look back, it feels like an amazing journey. But I feel business coaching is a skill.
Yep.
It is more of for me, it is a God's gift. But more than a business, it is a skill. It is not just a business. And it is a skill that touches people's life. And I'm just saying, I'm just very fortunate enough. I feel it is an absolute God's gift for me that I can see through people. And I can work things with them.
That's interesting. So tell me this. I know that when you start out a new business, when you grow, when you evolve, there are a lot of hurdles, a lot of difficult times. What is probably the biggest hurdle that you had starting out and growing your business?
Different phases shows different challenges, Abhishek. So while starting out, because of my skills, my caliber, more than the credibility, it was about the trust. That was one of the biggest challenge for me. I have had people looking at me and say, you're such a young girl, what are you going to teach us? What do you know? How long have you been in Australia? Okay, what have you done in your life? How young are you? Kind of thing. I mean, people used, I've experienced this, the thought that, oh, this young girl, this young woman, oh, we have spent all our life doing businesses. What am I going to learn from her? She's a migrant, an Indian accent. She's busy with kids. What is she going to do for us? All those things were challenges when it comes to the starting of your business.
Okay.
It's a different industry. Coaching is still a man's world.
Yep.
Still a man's world.
Yes.
And being a migrant young woman standing in that world, strong still, staying respected and earning that goodwill has been a hard work of years.
Yep.
While managing life, it is certainly, I tell people, in so many years, I've met so many business owners, absolutely hundreds and more. And out of those, they're hardly, I can say out of 100%, there are hardly 3 to 4% women who are actually business owners, who full time do their business. And even in them, many people are scared of scaling and growing their business because there are other priorities in women's life.
Yes.
While all other try to support their partners in their business. Well, they are also equally credited for the work that they are doing. But it is still way different you doing running a business single-handed compared to running a business as a family or having friends and family in the business. It is still a different story altogether. And this is the reality of the world of business even today. While growing, one of the biggest challenge that I face is educating business owners about the importance of a business coach. It is very unfortunate that many business owners think, we work 24/7, 7 days a week. This is how business is. Oh, you have your son in business, daughter in business, cousins, family, relatives in business, and you just do business. And if the business doesn't work, you just close off and move on to something else. They are actually doing a job for themselves. The only difference is they are employing themselves and not the other person employing them. People still don't realize the importance of business coach. And that is my biggest challenge. I tell people every business owner needs a business coach, whether it be Amplify My Business or not. But you should still have a business coach. For the obvious reason of, the way you're living your life. You need a coach to live your business.
So, tell me this. I mean, obviously, with all these challenges, what has been your solution? How have you overcome these challenges along the way? What is the strategy for coming up with, or overcoming these challenges every time they come up?
Faith and determination. I'm telling you, faith and determination are the key foundations of business. And one more thing is clarity. I think faith, determination, and clarity, these three are the pillars of any business, not only Amplify My Business. I was very fortunate because I am in a business of giving clarity to people. I always had clarity, always. Faith, I guess with God's grace, I always could feel that support. The faith never moved on. But yes, determination was a hard work. Determination was an effort that had to keep going every now and then and every moment in this journey so far, and even today maybe.
This is interesting. So you have faith, you've built up your determination over the years, and you were clear about what you wanted to do and how you wanted to do it. But along the way, you've been doing this for the last 6-7 years now. Along the way, things have happened. So you start off with a franchise, then there was COVID, you moved out of the franchise, you started Amplify My Business, and completely on its own, not without a franchise anymore. And you started building your own programs, reaching out to people on their own, doing a lot of things. And along this journey, how did you keep yourself updated with changing trends in businesses? How did you educate yourself? What are the most important resources that you use to grow your own self in your own business?
Such a beautiful question, Abhishek. So, one of the rules that I follow is compulsory education once a year. Okay, I always do some or the other certification in that year. And being a member of CP Australia, it is mandatory for CP Australia members to anyway do that professional development continuously every year. Okay, being a member and part of the coaching group, there is again a requirement to do those educations, and those educations can be done in many areas. So not only business but sales, marketing, because I work a lot with digital marketers. I tell people that, you know, a business owner should have 100% clarity when they go to a third party for a service.
Yes.
It is best for the person who is giving the service.
Yes.
It is best for the person who is taking the service as well. And that clarity is what you get with a business coach.
Yes.
So as a business coach, it is my necessity that I should have complete understanding of every area of the business. So I learned about SEO, I learned about social media management, I learned about Facebook, LinkedIn marketing, I learned about CRM, I learned about financials, you know. And obviously you work through that with your clients and also for your own business. But it is a part of my job. And every year I learn about new things. Every year I invest in learning. That is the easiest and the best ways. And because being a member of, so I am in the process of being an seeking an accreditation of international coaching organizations as well. So all these accreditations and memberships help me to be on toes and updated with what's happening in the market.
What is probably the most important tool that has been essential for growth in your business, and how has it helped your business grow?
You know what? Just before you ask this question, one very important sentence came to my mind. And in order to answer your question before, I guess it is also an answer to your question now. The most important aspect of learning are my clients. You know, I feel so blessed and privileged to be a business coach. The beauty of business coach is I work with all industries. Right? So imagine one business owner learning, talking, discussing, conversing, analyzing about one industry, same with the other industry. Obviously clients get a lot out of it, but I also get a lot out of every session. Every coaching session is my motivational pill, to be very honest with you. It is that coaching session that makes me a business coach, that want me to be a business coach, and that keeps me going as a business coach. Because when my clients think about me for days and nights, it is not only my clients who receive that, but I love the learning that I get. You know, every human being, I tell people this, Abhishek. I ask people, why do you need a business coach? And they tell, Aarti, what are you going to teach me? And then I ask them, you think you're uneducated? Have you not learned through your life at all? What do you want me to teach you? And if you want to learn something, why is Google on the earth? Google is there, right? Go Google it. You will learn it. Why do you want me to teach you? Isn't that interesting? Yet people go to a business coach and say, Aarti, what are you going to teach me? And I tell them, oh, I'm not going to teach you any damn thing on this earth. You're here to make a difference in your business and your life. You're here to implement what you have learned. You're here to understand your own self and your business. To make right decisions. And the interesting part is, every human being has got something in them. Every human being is unique. So when I'm sitting in front of my client, I also learn a lot. And that is like, you know what they say, your intoxication, the hormones that keep building your intoxications. That is what is my intoxication.
Okay, so what you're saying is, your sessions with your clients where you learn so much, they are so intoxicating that you are now addicted to those sessions because you learn so much and you grow so much from your client sessions. That's how good those sessions are for your clients as well as for yourself.
Of course. And that keeps me going as a business coach. That keeps me motivating to keep going on this journey.
this is very interesting because I remember we had another podcast with Navneet from Brewer Sisters, and she said the exact same thing. Her source of learning and growth has been her customers. And you're saying the same thing, and completely different industries, but so relevant. So it's important then to understand how someone can learn from their own customers. Now, tell me this, what you've shared is specific to your own business, but if there are business owners out there who would aspire, and for a lot of you, if you've not seen what Aarti does with her business, go to her social media, go to her website, call her and speak with her, and you'll understand how good she is. But my point is, there might be a lot of people out there who would be aspiring, who would be looking up to you and saying, you know what, if Aarti has done it as a migrant, as a young woman, as a mother of two, as a wife, as someone who is involved in community and still built a successful business over the years on, just by herself, what tip, what insight, what can you say that would help another person who's probably in your shoes, probably maybe think of it like you're advising, you're recommending something to yourself when you were starting out? What would you say?
Good question. Abhishek, I always tell women that as a woman and as a woman from a developing country, we go through a lot of life challenges which people don't even realize they exist.
Yep.
And going through with all that baggage and experiencing and walking on all those thorny paths, if I can stand, anyone in the world can stand. Trust me for that. Anyone in the world can stand. But the first thing that you have to know before you stand is for what area of love you're standing for. It is that love. There has to be an element of love which we call passion.
Yes.
And I always ask people, identify. Interesting. Many people tell me, I want to do something because I want to help people. And honestly, I tell that is not a realistic statement. I feel every human being in this existence is there to help someone. And you are helping someone. Imagine you're not doing anything outside the house. You're just looking after two kids. You're still helping those two kids. You're helping that house. You're helping the people of the house. Imagine, forget the house. Okay, imagine you're a taxi driver. Are you not helping someone? Imagine you're a plumber. Are you not helping someone?
Yep.
Whoever individual it is, irrespective of what gender you are, what culture you are, what color you are, what background you are, anything that you're doing, you're still helping someone.
Yes.
The question is your intention of helping and your method of helping. And your intention and your method should be linked to the love of your heart.
Okay. So in other words, be true to your heart, follow your passion, and develop skills. Good. Now, let's talk about marketing a little bit, because I know you talked about you've learned your website, your CRM, your SEO, your social along the way, and that has been one of the probably important pillars of your business to help you grow your business over the years. I want to understand.
You're fantastic at doing that, Abhishek.
Yeah.
Social media, SEOs, who could do it better than you? I've seen Grownomics growing from all phases of life.
Yes.
Since we first had our coaching session to now.
Yes. So I want to understand, what is probably the most important marketing channel that has helped you grow?
It's quite interesting, and I can certainly answer that for me. But I would advise you as well as the audience that channel is not for you. Not because it is my channel, but because the important marketing channel depends upon your business industry, your business type, your product and services, and also your personality. I think that is where you should determine your marketing channel or marketing strategies. One thing I always advise my clients, and that is one of the advices for all the listeners here today as well, that you should always have 10 by 10 marketing ways. And when you say you have got 10 by 10 marketing ways, no one way should be the way or the only way for you.
Right.
So when it comes to me, one of my most important aspects have been word of mouth. My clients, because business coaching is an intangible service, Abhishek. People don't see results even the second day, the third day, not even the second month.
Yes.
People don't even understand about the results at times. So they are quite concerned. They don't know what they are buying. One of the best way is when my clients go telling 10 other people that they should seek a business coach. I can give you so many examples. One of my client did his coaching program, and I guarantee 100% return on investment for one-on-one coaching programs.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, because I know what I'm doing with them, right? So I only take on the client when I 100% know that we are going to change this across.
Okay.
Right? And people generally achieve return on investments in 3 to 4, 6 months maybe. And then it's obviously more, but that is just the tangible aspect. Sorry. The intangible aspect is a huge invaluable benefit. And he went on to his friends. So few of his friends are business owners who are really struggling. One who was doing good at business, but he was struggling in personal life. And he was actually, you know, it's like pestering someone, nagging someone that you should go see a business coach, at least talk to a business coach. And my client has done that for me.
Okay.
Every single client has done that for me.
That's impressive.
So my maximum business has come from word of mouth.
Good.
It is the goodwill that has got developed over a period of time, and which is why it was been a slow journey as well.
Yep.
Because it can take even 9 months for someone to see the results.
Yep.
And results can be anything in your life, actually.
So this is very interesting. Now, so your most important marketing channel has been word of mouth referrals, which traditionally is probably the best source of quality leads in a business, because that most of the times converts. And have you done anything to, let's say, amplify that, or have you done anything to get more referrals in your business?
See, I will tell you this, okay? As a marketing, and I'm sure you know this and you advise your clients on this, but as a marketing professional, as I said, you need 10 by 10 ways. Okay, there is farming, and another is just fishing, like hunting. Instant hunting, instant results, and over a period of time results. Now, what does that do? Visibility, credibility, profitability. And we have to work through all the ways. So my ethics is I walk the talk. Ideally, my marketing sources are everything. It's not only word of mouth. You know, I am always in direct contact with my target market. Always in direct contact with my target market, physically, digitally, what do I say? Actually, so in a paper base, in an old fashioned ways, you know, in the fancy AI digital ways, in all ways.
So omni-channel presence is what you're talking about.
Exactly.
Being present on multiple channels simultaneously.
Yes.
Which is the way it is nowadays, which is great. So Aarti, let me ask you this question now. With all the omni-channel presence, you're present in multiple channels, online, offline, simultaneously. That's good. I also know from a personal experience, you are part of business networks as well, and you've been doing that for many years. I know from the start, you know, with business taking up so much of your life, with being out there for your business and being a mother of 2 children, being part of the community, helping out the community as well, how do you balance your personal life and your professional life in a way where it's harmonious on both sides?
Good question. You know, many times people ask me about time management, and I tell them, you know, you can't manage time. Time is running on its own. What are you going to do to manage time? It's not in your capacity to manage time, but it is to manage yourself. And I guess the trick for that is to be absolutely organized and disciplined. So if you look at my calendar blocks everything.
Yep.
My calendar blocks the time that I need to pick the kids up. My calendar blocks the time when I need to do cooking and feed my kids. My calendar blocks the time when I need to go meet other business owners. Also the time that I'm with my clients. Scheduling, organizing, and being disciplined about it is the only way to achieve that fancy word called work-life balance. I feel there is no work-life balance per se, because it feels fancy. It is kind of a seesaw, which you keep trying to balance it, and that's the reality.
Yep.
But how efficiently, with how much without stress, how much without pressure, how efficiently you do it, that comes down to basically being disciplined, being organized.
So, for something like that, what advice or what tips would you give to another business owner who is struggling to get that balance right? Because I'll tell you what, for men, it is a little bit different. I know this from personal life. I know my wife is a small business owner and we are constantly trying to balance our life, right? But there'll be so many other people who will be struggling with this right now. What is your advice for them? How do you do it?
It's interesting, Abhishek, you asked this question to me. I had a business coaching session with a business owner just yesterday. And we have been doing planning for a while, and we were going through the activities and the achievements. And the business owner, she realized, oh, this is not done, but I am way behind this. I don't understand this. I still have to do this. And she was almost emotional and teary in front of me. And you don't realize, but the first lesson is to take only what you can chew. Does that mean you don't take more? No, that doesn't mean that. It means to build a foundation to take more. And it is a process. Second, priorities. And this topic just came up this week. I tell people, priorities is a very tricky word. Where your mind is leaning on, where your mind is getting distracted or attracted, it automatically pulls it out as a priority.
Yep.
But then have you thought the impact of that priority? Is that the real priority? Is it the situational thing? Or is it just your mind playing games with you?
Yes.
Oh, now in this month, this time, this is what I need to do. Oh, but then next month, this time, this is what was important. Oh, but I didn't finish what I was doing in last month. So where am I going next month? And eventually it's nowhere. The other factor, I say, people don't realize how magical the word accountability is. Trust me, they don't realize it, the importance of the word accountability. And you can't have your friend and family to keep you accountable. Because honestly, someone is going to keep getting bored every time they pushing you off the fence. Come on, I'm keeping you accountable. It doesn't work that way. A business coach does that because we are paid to do that. We have our clients' permission to do that. We have their authority to do that, and it is our responsibility then to do that. Right? But accountability is a magical word.
Good.
And it makes wonders.
Yep.
Give it a go.
Yep. Okay. So let's break away from all the serious things and find out a little bit more about you, right? So who is Aarti outside of Amplify My Business?
You know what? Aarti is just a bubbly, outgoing, smiling, a little young girl in the heart that keeps working towards life.
Okay. And what do you do outside Amplify My Business?
Well, my life is not pretty complicated. My life is pretty simple. Outside Amplify My Business is my house, my family, my kids, my friends, my spirituality, my plants, my garden, and absolutely most important, my music and my dance. And every weekend I make sure, you know what, so the way I live my life, compulsory every day at least 2 to 3 hours has to be for me.
Okay.
And it can be in any way. I mean, not 3 hours, maybe 1 to 2 hours, but every weekend, you know, it can be in any way. Either just, I might go for a Bollywood night out with my friends. I love that. I might just dance with my children. I love that. Or I might just go out for drinks and laugh with my girlfriends. I absolutely love that. Honestly, I love my spirituality. There's an organization called Brahma Kumaris who introduced me to spirituality, and I just love that yoga and meditation that they have taught me. I love having that interaction and connection with the Supreme. I love my plants, I'm telling you. I just love them, and if it's a weekend and if it's a good day, weather still becomes a challenge for me. But I don't even know how hours pass by and I'm just with my plants. So it's not too difficult for me. For me, life is very simple.
Good. I know a lot of people will want to know the secret behind that simplicity, but I'll ask you this. The reason why I ask questions about personal life is how we run our business sometimes gets impacted by our personal lives, and sometimes we grow in our personal lives and bring that growth back to our business.
Actually, I might differ a little bit here, and it's more vice versa and the other way around. So it functions both ways.
It works both ways, yes.
Yeah. So then, what's the question there?
So the question there is, actually, there's no question about that. But do you feel that the time that you spend away from business actually helps you improve your business? When you're in your business, does it actually help you be better at what you do because you've had the time away from it, doing what you love?
Not really.
Okay.
That doesn't stand true for me at all.
Okay.
I will tell you why. Okay. So, you know, when the earlier thing that you said, why is that the reality? Because ideally, you and your business are not separate. It is you who is with your kids. It is you who is with your family. It is you who is with your friends. Even if it is you who is playing soccer or cricket, it is still you. And it is you who is talking to your customers. It is you who is actually working on that computer with all those social medias and helping your customer. So basically it is you.
Yes.
And it is you who are doing different roles and different things at different times.
Yes.
So ideally, one thing can't, what's that word?
You can't separate it, essentially.
No, but you can't overlap the other thing. You know, you can't interchange it.
Right.
Which is why the answer to your question is no. Because I love when I'm in business. As I told you, my fire for business comes from business.
Right. Yes.
Right? It doesn't need my personal life, my plans, my dance to substitute it.
Yes.
So, because I love it. So, my fire for my business comes from my business.
Right.
Okay, my fire for my dance, the happiness I get after dancing comes from dance. Right? The happiness I get from gardening just comes seeing how plants are growing.
Yep.
So, one happiness doesn't substitute the other. You feel that way when that exact activity is not giving you that level of happiness.
Yes.
and then you try to search that happiness in some other activity,
Yep.
and then try to fulfill yourself and then put it out in the other activity. And honestly, it doesn't function well. It is a illusion.
Okay.
It is quite illusionary state,
Okay.
because reality, it cannot happen that way.
Okay.
If you look at it, right?
Okay.
Because then if you're taking your energy from one area
Yeah.
and putting your energy from other area, your energy is drained.
I personally don't agree with that. And I'll give you my personal experience why I personally don't agree. You might, what you do works for you, but it's not the same for everyone. Like in my case, I have transitioned through the businesses that I have, right? When I was working in a job, my wife gifted me a camera, which started me off on photography, which then led to the photo booth business. And that also, when I lost my job overnight, I started out this business because that was the only option at that time. So we did that. And along the way, I really enjoyed ranking websites. I enjoy doing social media. I've been running 100 groups on Facebook for a long time. That is not away from me. So for me, that personal life is what has helped me build my business life. My love for food is why I have Laddu Gopal.
1 second. Hold your horses there. You're exactly saying the same thing in different words.
Okay.
Okay? Everything that you said now
Yes.
actually proves what I just said.
Yeah.
So, when you were doing that photography, you were enjoying it.
Yes.
Which is why you moved on.
Yes.
When you were doing that social media, you were enjoying it.
Yep.
Which is why you got into it. So, you were actually enjoying and loving what you were doing.
Yes.
So, your energy was coming from that activity.
That's right.
Whether it was business.
Yes.
Or whether it is food.
So Aarti, the next thing I want to understand is you've helped hundreds of business owners over the years. What is probably the most important story that stays with you even now? Something that's transformed your client's life. And I don't mean just business wise, but even in their personal life.
Well, I can give you many stories like that, but what's coming to my mind are maybe 2 or 3 right now, very quickly. So, very recently, one of my client actually joined the coaching program because the client felt he was lacking in marketing and he couldn't figure out what exactly was not correct for his business, but it was not growing. And you know what? In almost 6 months out of 4 months, we were only talking about him, his life, which is very rare, but something that touched his life because it was his motivation that was lacking. It was his confidence that was lacking. It was something in him, his perspective that was lacking. And he changed as a person.
Right, okay.
And you won't believe his business was actually double right from 4th month, and his business is still the same even today per month revenue. That is just one of it. It was a major turnaround and learning for him. It was like he trying to know himself. And imagine the impact it was having on his life, not only on his business, his way of communication to the people around him, and then cascading that to his way of communication to his customers and his potential leads and clients. That's one example. The other classic example was of a couple. Husband and wife in business is a very tricky place to be.
Yes. Yes.
And I tell people, business can get into bedrooms. It's sound a bit sleazy, but business can get into bedrooms, and I've seen that happening. So when that couple was with me, it was actually the couple was about to separate. It does impact, and the husband was not so not so open to learning and change, while the wife was working hard towards learning and change. But one of the biggest benefit is after the end of the program, the husband actually realized what was not, what could have done better.
Right.
Maybe put it that way. And today it's not only the business they are doing together, but their life is so sorted. They celebrate their anniversaries going out. They go on holidays for every anniversaries. Every celebration is, you know, I see the post, we have gone here, we have gone there. It's going beautiful between both of them. But it was a tricky place to be in. Because you know, generally when you work or when you do the business, you leave it and come to a different environment, a different surrounding. But when you work and stay all together, you know, you have to understand how to not take your business to bedroom. But it was amazing turnaround of their marriage that I witnessed. That was too good. One of the last example that I can give you was with one of my client, and well, couple of it. So I had one client whose business was around $4.5 million, and 30 years. So Australian, 30 years in business, 35 years in market, doing successfully multi-million-dollar business. And we walked through. And one of his major challenges were people management. But then as we moved on with the program, you know, it was also, he realized that those behavioral patterns were moving on to managing with his in-house family members. His habits, his health, all of that was being impacted. And obviously there was few family issues, but then as we move ahead and as we looked at different perspective of communication and listening to people and understanding people, one of the offerings that we do is the disc. So we also have a product which give disc disc
analysis.
So people can buy it directly from us. So that was one of the things as well. So all of those aspects help him. Now imagine he was perceived as an old, annoying man, but it all, you know, it all changed. And things he worked through with his son, handing over the business effectively and still maintaining that balance within the business and him as a father or as a parent. And the last one, this is about my client who had no support. The client struggling to live alone in the life, as well as struggling to do alone her business. And obviously I tell people, you know, if you're a plumber, you have, I'm just taking an example of plumber, you have invested 5-6 years just learning plumbing. Let it be experience, let it be training, let it be theory, let it be practical, let it be anything. Even for digital marketing, you know, you have invested such a lot of time doing that and learning that. What time did you invest learning and learning business?
Nothing.
Or learning the skills of business? No, right? I always tell business is a skill. Now she had her skill. But running a business was not a skill for her, which is very natural. In that case, she was lost. She was absolutely lost with the product, her offering, her market, you know, her brand name. She was offering a different product to a different market. She was giving 10 items and struggling to meet up with profitability. We went through so many sessions, Abhishek, I have to tell you this. By the time she realized that, you know, she can only do this. This is her specialty. This is what her soul or heart is calling towards. This is the right market with the right product, and having that whole balance, which is so unique, which is so unique to her life. And then with that, you know, supporting her life. So just having someone as a support when you're doing it all alone in this world. And I tell people it's not me. I tell her maybe I'm just an instrument that God has given you to have some support. But still, you know, you can see the impact that it happens to people's life. It is far more, and this is what I was talking about, intangible, invaluable benefits of business coaching.
Yes.
You cannot put a price on this.
Yep.
You cannot put a dollar value to this no matter what. So there we go. Anything else?
So I'll ask you a bit of a different question on that. Okay. With working with so many clients, hundreds of clients, helping them grow, helping kind of seeing them be successful at what they do, I want to understand this for you. What does success mean to you in your business?
You know, it's a very simple statement for me. Okay, there are two statements that I put forth, and you know my tagline. So honestly, our tagline is achieving abundance with knowledge and clarity. And when a person actually receives it, you can see that change on the face. You can see that light bulb moment. Okay, you can see that transformation. We transform your business and lives to achieve abundance with knowledge and clarity. That is success for me. The success for me is that blessing that person gives to me. That remembrance, even 5 years down the line, that person looks at me and says, yeah, this is where Aarti was here. That is success for me.
Good, good, very nice. I think on a parting note, on an ending note, do you have any message to small business owners who, I wouldn't say struggling in their small business, but are trying to grow, are facing challenges, may not know a few things? What is your parting message to all those business owners out there?
See, one thing I would say, you know, a business coach is a person who works with a business who is just starting a business, who works in a phase where you're growing the business. Because if you're growing the business and you can't manage the business, it's anyway going to be impactful for you.
Yes.
Right? It is where you're trying to sell the business. It is where you're actually trying to put up a succession plan and hand it over to someone. At every phase is different. And challenges of every phase is different, and every phase has its own learning. So one of the most important thing, and especially if you're thinking of starting it, the best time to work with a business coach is even before you start your business.
Right, okay.
Which is surprising, people don't realize, but it is very important to work with a business coach before you start your business as well.
Okay.
Because you might have 10 different ideas in your mind. Which one is really viable? Which one is making sense? Have you done your viability study? Do you have a business plan in place? There are so many things out there.
Yes.
If you're growing and you're stressful, you're not able to give time, your health is deteriorating, you're struggling with managing time for your kids, managing time for your family, you're stressful, you're not able to take your client's phone call, you're not able to solve your client's queries. You know, imagine the effort and the hard work that you have put in your business.
Right.
Where is that heading to?
Yes, true.
It's almost you're throwing it down the drain.
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
And when you have worked in your business for 20 years, why would you just shut down the business? So what did you do for 20 years?
Exactly.
Right? You would rather do a job with less risk. So there are quite a few things, even in succession planning, you know, where are you in that position? You don't want to do anything at all, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day? Or you have a plan that what you do, what are the responsibilities, how much share are you still getting to survive yourself?
Right.
You know, what goals do you have in that age of your life?
Right, yes.
Quite a bit. So basic advice, just like friend, family, husband, wife, children, have a business coach by you.
Yes, right. Okay.
That's the most easiest advice. Have a business coach by you.
Fantastic. That is a great advice. Thank you so much for your time today, Aarti. It's been fantastic talking to you, sharing your knowledge, understanding everything from your experience. It's been great. I'm sure the audiences will appreciate as well. Thank you so much.
Abhishek, I want to thank you for inviting me for this podcast. It is one of a good gesture and a good initiative that you have started, and doing a podcast like this in your car. Well, it's a nice clean car though, but still doing a podcast like this in your car is kind of an adventure in itself.
Yes, that's how we do it.
I absolutely enjoyed it. Thank you.
Thank you so much.